Okay, let's dig into this. It's quite something. Imagine waking up, you check the news, and suddenly F-16s are in combat. Diplomatic ties
Hmm.
just collapsing.
Yeah, completely unraveling between Thailand and Cambodia, two neighbors.
And it happens so fast this week. It leaves you asking, how on earth do you get to this point?
It really is a dramatic escalation, and that speed is, well, it's part of the story. So our mission today really is to do a deep dive. We want to untangle this complex, long-standing conflict.
Right.
We'll look at how it reached this critical point, what's happening right now, boots on the ground, so to speak, and the bigger picture, too, the regional implications.
And we've got sources for this, official statements, news reports, quite a mix.
Exactly. We've pulled from all sorts, trying to piece together that comprehensive picture for you.
So let's talk about Thursday, July 24th, 2025. That seems to be the day things really exploded.
Literally exploded, yeah. That was the turning point.
Thailand's military confirmed it. They deployed F-16s against Cambodian forces.
Mm-hmm. And our sources suggest one F-16 hit a specific military installation. Thai reports went even further, actually. They claimed 2 Cambodian battalions.
Battalions 8 and 9.
That's right, 8 and 9, or what they termed regional military headquarters. They claimed they were destroyed.
And Thailand was careful to frame this, weren't they? Saying these were targeted strikes, only military targets.
Yes, precision strikes. That was the official line. And they apparently had 6 F-16s prepped and ready.
Okay, so how did Cambodia react to, well, to bombs dropping on their territory?
Predictably, it was immediate and very strong. Their defense ministry confirmed the airstrikes. They specifically said F-16s dropped 2 bombs on a road near the Wat Kayo Sika Kirisfarak Pagoda.
And their language.
Uncompromising. They called it brutal, barbaric, and violent military aggression, a violation of international law, a threat to regional peace. Pretty much pulled no punches.
So, okay, F-16s are flying, bombs are confirmed.
Yeah.
But the big question, who started it? Who fired that first shot?
And that's where it gets messy, isn't it? The narratives just completely diverge.
Always seems to happen.
Right. Thailand says Cambodian troops fired first, at a Thai army base near that ancient temple, Tommy and Tom. They claimed Cambodia used a drone first, then sent in ground troops with heavy weapons.
The Cambodia side of the story.
Complete opposite. They insist their troops acted purely in self-defense. They claim there was an unprovoked incursion by Thai soldiers violating their territory.
So a total he said, she said situation, but with, real weapons and real danger.
Exactly. And tragically, a real human cost already. Regardless of who fired first, the reports are grim. At least 9 Thai civilians killed.
9, wow. Across different areas.
Yeah, 3 provinces, 6 dead in Sisaket, 2 in Surin, 1 in Ubon Ratchathani. And what's really awful is that children were among them. An 8-year-old boy, a 12-year-old child.
God, that's terrible. And injuries, too.
At least 14 injured on the Thai side, including a 5-year-old who was severely wounded. It's just devastating.
And the attacks weren't just contained to the immediate border clash points, were they? Thailand made some specific accusations.
They did. They accused Cambodia of firing BM-21 rockets, those are grads, into a Thai village Ban Nam Yen. And incredibly, of attacking a hospital. Phanom Dong Rak Hospital, causing more injuries there.
Attacking a hospital, that's a serious charge. And the impact on civilians must have been immediate.
Oh, absolutely. Mass evacuations kicked off. We're talking 30, maybe 40,000 people from 86 villages just in the Kap Showing district, moving to shelters.
40,000 people.
Yeah. And hospitals in Surin province started evacuating patients, too. It just shows the sheer scale of the fear and disruption.
And you mentioned the fighting wasn't just one spot, it spread.
That's crucial, yeah. It wasn't isolated. Reports say clashes quickly spread along the whole disputed frontier. That's over 800 kilometers long.
800 kilometers.
Affecting at least 6 different locations in provinces like Surin, Sisaket, Ubon Ratchathani. These are all contested areas, places both countries lay claim to. So, yeah, not a skirmish. This is widespread.
Okay, so this fighting on Thursday, it came after things had already broken down diplomatically, didn't it?
Right. The day before, Wednesday the 23rd, was when the diplomatic ties really snapped.
Thailand recalled its ambassador. That's a big step.
Huge step. Recalled their ambassador from Cambodia and even threatened to kick out Cambodia's envoy in Bangkok.
And Cambodia's response?
Swift retaliation. They pulled back all their diplomatic staff, left only a second charge d'affaires, basically the number 2, holding the fort, and they told all Thai diplomats to leave Cambodia.
So Embassies basically emptying out.
Pretty much. A fundamental
Yeah.
breakdown. And the immediate consequence. Thailand sealed the border, the entire land border, all crossing points closed.
Which must have instantly raised alarm bells internationally.
Absolutely. Warnings started flying. The Thai embassy in Phnom Penh told its citizens, get out as soon as possible. They warned the conflict could be prolonged and expand further.
Serious warnings. Not just Thailand, right?
No. China urged its citizens near the border to be careful. The UK advised caution, too. And Thailand took domestic measures, shut down all the schools near the border in Surin province. You can feel the tension ratcheting up. But what actually sparked this immediate flare-up, this specific military and diplomatic collapse?
It seems, surprisingly maybe, to boil down to landmines.
Yeah.
Recent incidents.
Yeah, two key incidents. First, a Thai soldier lost his leg on July 16th. Then, critically, on Wednesday the 23rd, the same day the ambassadors were recalled, another blast. 5 Thai soldiers injured this time, 1 losing a leg.
Okay, landmines. But again, conflicting stories.
Of course. Thailand pointed the finger straight at Cambodia, accusing them of newly laying anti-personnel mines, said it was a violation of international treaties.
In Cambodia.
Denied it completely, said they hadn't planted any new mines. Their line was these areas are already littered with old mines from past conflicts, and they flipped it back, claiming the Thai soldiers were actually inside Cambodian territory, violating patrol agreements.
So even something like a landmine blast gets sucked into this vortex of mistrust.
Perfectly put. It just shows how deep the suspicion runs. Every incident is interpreted through that lens.
And this wasn't the first flashpoint this year, was it? Things were tense back in May, too.
That's right. We need to zoom out a bit. Back in May 2025, there was another incident. A Cambodian soldier was killed in a brief firefight in a disputed area, the so-called Emerald Triangle.
And that escalated things.
It did. It sparked, well, a proper border dispute, as one source put it. It quickly became a full-blown diplomatic crisis even back then.
So the groundwork for this latest explosion was laid months ago.
Definitely. And even before this week's fighting, both sides were posturing, saber-rattling, reinforcing troops along the border.
Were there other measures being taken? Sort of retaliatory steps?
Yes. Thailand imposed border crossing restrictions, even threatened to cut electricity and internet to some Cambodian border towns. Cambodia hit back, economically stopped imports of Thai fruit, vegetables, banned Thai movies and TV shows.
Wow. Okay, so real tit-for-tat escalation building for a while.
Exactly. Long before the F-16s were scrambled.
So let's get to the root of it. Why this border? Why is it such a persistent source of conflict?
It really boils down to history and geography. It's a very long border, 817 kilometers, or about 508 miles, and large parts of it were mapped by France back when they controlled Cambodia.
Colonial era mapping. That often causes problems.
Precisely. Key sections remain officially undemarcated. There aren't clear lines agreed upon everywhere. And this isn't a new issue. It's been a source of tension for, well, over a century.
100 years of ambiguity.
Yeah. It allows old grievances to just linger and new ones to flare up over who controls which patch of land.
And we've seen violence before this week, right? This isn't the first time shots have been fired.
Not at all. Sources mention sporadic clashes over the years. Sadly, they've led to at least a dozen deaths previously.
And wasn't there a major incident a few years back?
Yes, in 2011, that was quite significant. A week-long exchange of artillery fire. It displaced thousands of people and killed at least 20. So this border has a history of flaring up quite violently.
What often seems to be at the center of these disputes are temples, right? Ancient sites.
Yes, absolutely. These temples hold huge cultural, historical, and frankly, nationalistic importance for both Thailand and Cambodia. The most famous example is probably Preah Vihear.
The UNESCO site.
That's the one, an 11th century temple right in a disputed zone. Back in 2008, Cambodia tried to get it listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
And Thailand wasn't happy.
Not at all. There were heated protests from Thailand. It seriously inflamed tensions and was a major factor leading up to those 2011 clashes we just mentioned. These temples become powerful symbols of sovereignty.
Has there been any attempt to use international law to sort this out? Like, take it to a court?
Cambodia has tried. They've gone to the UN's International Court of Justice, the ICJ, before seeking rulings on some of these disputed areas. But Thailand consistently says it doesn't recognize the ICJ's jurisdiction over these specific border demarcation issues. Their argument is that some of these areas were never properly demarcated in the first place, so the court can't rule on them.
So a legal dead end, essentially.
Pretty much. It compounds the physical standoff on the ground.
Let's shift gears slightly. Let's talk military power. Is this an even fight?
Not even close. There's a really stark disparity. Thailand has a significant military advantage.
How significant?
Well, numbers first. 361,000 active duty personnel. That's 3 times Cambodia's manpower. And it's not just numbers. Thailand's military is described as large, well-funded.
And their Air Force. We heard about the F-16s.
Yeah, their air force is considered one of the best equipped and trained in Southeast Asia. They've got modern Swedish Gripen jets, at least 11 of those, plus dozens of the older, but still capable, U.S.-made F-16s and F-5s.
What about on the ground? Tanks, artillery?
Significant advantages there, too. They have 60 modern Chinese VT-4 tanks, plus hundreds of older U.S. ones, over 600 artillery pieces, including some very powerful 155-millimeter guns.
Yeah.
And helicopters, U.S.-made Cobra, attack helicopters, Black Hawk transport.
And they have strong international ties, too, right, with the U.S.?
Yes. Thailand is a U.S. major non-NATO ally. They regularly participate in big military exercises like Cobra Gold. They're deeply integrated into that regional security architecture.
Okay, so that's Thailand. What's the picture for Cambodia, militarily?
A very, very different picture. Cambodia essentially has no combat-capable air force. That's a huge difference right there.
No fighter jets.
No. On the ground, they have maybe 200 tanks, mostly older Soviet and Chinese models. Their artillery is less capable, only about a dozen 155-millimeter guns, mostly smaller towed pieces, and helicopters, fewer older Soviet and Chinese transport models.
So it's really an asymmetrical situation.
Absolutely, which, probably explains why Cambodia is pushing so hard on the diplomatic front, appealing to the UN. It's their main leverage, really, given the military imbalance.
Okay, let's pivot to the politics behind this, because there's some fascinating stuff happening, especially in Thailand. The Prime Minister,
Pattongtarn Shinawatra, yes, daughter of the former PM Thaksin Shinawatra.
she was suspended right before this blew up.
Just before, yeah. Suspended from duty on July 1st. And it's directly linked to the situation.
How so?
Because of a leaked phone call. A private call she had back in June with Hun Sen, Cambodia's former leader, still very powerful.
The father of the current Cambodian PM.
Exactly. And in this leaked call, Paetongtarn apparently, well, she seemed to criticize her own army's actions regarding the border dispute, and maybe sounded a bit too deferential, kowtowing to Hun Sen, as some reports put it.
Wow. That leak must have caused huge waves.
Massive. It exposed this potential discord between her civilian government and Thailand's very influential military, and it could actually lead to her being formally dismissed as PM.
So internal Thai politics are deeply tangled up in this border conflict.
Incredibly so. And there's another layer some analysts are pointing to. They see this not just as Thailand versus Cambodia, but almost as a feud between two powerful political families.
The Shinawatras in Thailand and the Huns in Cambodia.
Precisely. Hun Sen, the father, still pulling strings. Thaksin Shinawatra, the patriarch of the ruling party in Thailand, Paetongtarn's father. There are reports Thaksin feels personally betrayed by Hun Sen for leaking that private call.
So personal history, family dynamics, playing out on an international stage with military consequences.
It adds a whole other dimension, doesn't it? It makes de-escalation potentially much harder if there are personal scores being settled alongside national interests.
Which leads to the question, is there strong leadership on either side right now capable of just pulling back, taking a step down?
That seems to be a major concern highlighted in our sources. There's this perception of a lack of leadership in both countries with the necessary strength and confidence to de-escalate.
Why is that?
Well, in Cambodia, the current PM, Hun Manet Hun Sen's son, is still seen as consolidating his authority. His father, Hun Sen, might actually see political advantage in pushing the conflict, to burnish his own nationalist credentials.
And in Thailand?
It's complicated by that political turmoil we just discussed. A shaky coalition government, the PM potentially facing dismissal, and deep anger within the establishment over that leaked phone call. It just makes compromise politically very difficult right now.
A leadership vacuum at exactly the wrong moment.
You could say that. A real challenge for finding an off-ramp.
So with all this going on, where does the international community come in? Cambodia has appealed to the UN.
Yes, formally. Prime Minister Hun Manet requested the UN Security Council hold an urgent meeting. The goal is clear. Get international pressure on Thailand to stop the aggression as they see it.
What about the regional players? ASEAN.
That's the other key avenue. There's a strong expectation that other ASEAN members, the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, will definitely weigh in.
Because this is exactly what ASEAN is supposed to prevent.
Yeah.
Conflict between members.
Exactly. Its core purpose is regional stability and avoiding conflict among its members. So you can expect behind-the-scenes diplomacy, pressure on both Bangkok and Phnom Penh to cool things down. The stability of the whole bloc is potentially affected.
So wrapping this up,
Mhm.
it sounds like a really precarious situation. Troops on high alert, diplomatic channels basically frozen.
It's incredibly fluid, very tense. Predicting a quick resolution seems optimistic, unfortunately. And the worry is always there. Could it spill over even further, escalate more?
It's hard to say.
Very hard.
Well, this deep dive really highlights how these things erupt, doesn't it? You've got the long history, the undemarcated border, the temple disputes,
The historical grievances.
then layered on top, the current political chaos in Thailand, the family dynamics, the military imbalance.
It's a potent mix, and understanding all those layers is really the only way to get a proper handle on why this is happening now and why it's so dangerous.
It really cuts through the noise of the headlines. So maybe the final thought to leave people with, as you watch this unfold, think about this. How much do these hidden factors, the personal rivalries between powerful families, the deep-seated historical narratives, how much do they really drive conflicts like this? Maybe even more than the stated reasons of territory or national security. And if that's the case, what does it mean for finding any kind of lasting peace in the region? Could it be a challenge that lasts for generations?